This video is of the same route the Space Shuttle Endeavour took to get to its final home, just a little over 10 years later. The Space Shuttle Endeavour completed 25 missions into space and was the first usable spacecraft to carry humans into orbit. When it was decommissioned in 2011, of course it made sense to put it into a museum to be remembered and admired. The plan was to home it at the California Science Center in Los Angeles, California. It seems easy enough, right? All you have to do is get it flown from Florida to California. Well, since it isn't designed like an airplane, there was a lot of ground logistics to work out. Endeavour was transported from Kennedy Space Center in Florida to the Los Angeles International Airport on top of a modified Boeing 747 in September of 2012 and stayed in a hangar for about 2 weeks. The shuttle is pretty big and just couldn't roll down just any street. It's 5 stories tall, 78 feet wide, and weighs 170,000 pounds. It was wheeled from LAX to the California Science Center on top of a NASA transporter. They were able to find streets that had buildings wide enough apart to drive past, but there were trees, power lines, and light posts that had to be moved. The light posts and power lines could be taken down and put back up, but it's the trees that would be the hardest challenge. It would be impossible to dig up the trees and replant them. That would mean they would have to be cut down. About 400 had to be cut down. The CSC said they would be able to plant twice as many trees as they had cut down, but the trees they were cutting down took decades to grow to the size they were at the time they were cut down. The route from the airport took Manchester Avenue East to Crenshaw Boulevard North to Martin Luther King Jr. Boulevard East. The 400 trees were cut down, so please watch the rest of the video to see how the new trees have grown and what the route looks like today in early 2023. All of the trees in the medians of the roads were cut down, but it looks like some of the older trees on the sides that were spared were trimmed up from the bottom. Along the route since 2012, an overpass on Manchester near Florence was added, and a rail line in Inglewood was added in 2022, removing some of the trees that were planted after the shuttle made it to its final destination.